Yeah, y'all know me. If you don't, I'm Samuel Mokelu. I'm the founder of Mokelu Pictures and also the showrunner of the show MISFITS. This is our first screening for the pilot episode. We've been working on this for about a year. Started in August, finished around April, but then post from April to literally right now. And I'm really excited to show you guys what we've been working on. It's just the start, but I think it's really going to be something like really great. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to pull up. And stick around if you can for a quick Q&A with me. If you have any questions, or you just want to talk shit, that's cool too. And yes, thank you. That was the first episode. As I said earlier, it took from from the entire season took August to April. But each episode took about like 3 or 4 months to do in terms of writing, shooting, and producing. And yeah, that's the start of the entire MISFITS story. Is there any questions? We'll just sit right here. Let y'all think. Yeah.
Do you see any character development for any of the characters that you have to see for the season?
I thought of that because I feel like, in a way, there's always character development, but at the same time, they just go through shit. Not to the point where they are a completely different person, but they might learn a few things. So some of them are, some of them probably aren't. They're gonna learn some few important lessons along the way. Anyone else? Yes.
What was your most challenging aspect of doing your project so far?
The most challenging part, I guess, doing it. It's easy when you're writing because you're just writing stuff just off the top. But at the same time, when you're trying to write more, your brain doesn't want to do anymore, so you just have to leave on the side. And eventually, another idea will come in to help with the story. But when it comes to actually setting dates, having money to put towards locations, props, equipment, making sure you have actors, gas, it's the whole money aspect, that's where it gets very difficult because you don't realize that there's so much stuff that needs to be paid for. And for me, I always try to plan a few weeks ahead of time. Okay, I have this shoot coming up in 2 weeks, let me put some money on the side for this. And if life happens and I don't have the money, then that's when I start freaking out. But for the most part, we always find a way to get it done.
What came first? What was the origin or the idea?
I thought of this show 25th or 16. I was at community college and I was watching Skins at the time. I was like, that'd be cool with black people. But then I was like, okay, I kind of want a diverse cast. I want a one of everything. And then that was the idea. The show was actually going to be called Cut from a Different Cloth. That was the idea for 2 years. And I was like, that's too long of a fucking title. I don't want a whole sentence. I just want one word. And then, life like went by, and then the idea started to like mature. And I was like, okay, yeah, I want it to be like with Black people. And I just felt like over like the past couple years, I was thinking like it'd be cool to show Black people in a different perspective. Just a fun, like a fun but like serious way, and at the same time, just I guess a feel good. Like I feel good. I was really hoping for like more humor, but at the same time, there's gonna be some topics that are really pretty deep to help with that. And then watching like BoJack Horseman, like that show is so funny, but at the same time, it's very dark. So I was like, I want something like that, just for the tickets. But yeah, that's where it went. That's where it started from. Anyone else?
Is this going to be your main focus in terms of projects that you're working on, or do you have plans for other projects as well?
Nah, I got no plans. I mean, there's some times I'll work on like a little thing just because I'm so spontaneous and it feels like a great idea. Like while we were shooting this, I shot a little Christmas film last year. I only did it because it took me 2 hours to shoot. But I can't do this and like another huge project because that's just way too much time. And when we're not shooting, I'm writing. And when I'm not writing, I'm thinking of how to produce it. When I'm not doing that, I'm just going through my day, like, okay, how is Cleo gonna get through this situation? And how is that gonna bring conflict with him and Benji? How is Ivory going to take that and then use it against him? Like, so I'm constantly thinking about it because it's like my main project. And I feel like as TV shows, season 1 is literally the best season. And then the second and third and on, they kind of get flat. Then there's a point where they get stale, and then they kind of get back up again. And that's like my biggest fear when coming into this. I didn't want to make season 1 great, and then season 2 and 3 and 4 and stuff just boring. So I thought of it as season 1 is part 1, and then season 2 is part 3, and so on and so forth, to where it goes to the overall, like to the main point of the story. And so yeah, I feel like I can't put any time towards another project unless if it's like a little one, but this is what I have to focus on 24/7. Okay, I see you. Okay, let's go with you and back to you.
Okay, I gotta, so what is this, what is MISFITS? Where does that fit in like the overall picture of Mokelu pictures?
Just like for Misfits, I thought of it just like as Black people, when you're queer, Black people kind of feel that like, oh, that's weird because they don't take time to actually talk about it. When you're a woman in an abusive relationship, people don't really listen to her. They just see, oh, she's straight, whatever. Her boy's cool, all right. And then for people like in academics, they're pressured by their parents to succeed because like we came out here so you can do good. And at the same time, you see it as Benji's character, he kind of breaks off from that. Because Cleo, he's putting more pressure on to succeed, do good in school, while Benji kind of fell off from that. So it's just that we don't ever fit in right. We're either being forced to do something, we're not being paid attention, like we just stand out in the weirdest way. But as the group, they're all the same. Like they all understand each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was asking more like more broad.
What?
Like what does this project mean for your business?
It just means that it's just a show that has like an authentic show of a story that I really want to tell people of, and it's gonna be like one of the many stories I just want to tell. And yeah, it's just a story I just really feel passionate about telling. I really wish you said that earlier, so I didn't have to say that. But that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
What has been the biggest thing that you have learned from shooting this that you think you should probably put more emphasis on?
I'm sorry, say that again? A bit
What's
louder?
the biggest challenge that you encountered and learned from that you know that you could probably do better if you do it for a second season?
I guess the little things. There's times when shooting, I'll see when I'm shooting, I'm so focused on the fact that we're getting the scene done that I'm not paying attention to everything else about the scene. I'm not aware that the microphone is literally above the actor's head or like seeping out, or there's a bunch of like background stuff going on. I'm just so focused on the fact that we got this scene done with these actors, and then like a few days later, I'm looking at my laptop, I'm like, damn, I really wish I paid attention to that, because now I can't stop looking at it, and now it's pissing me off. I can't reshoot it. I'm gonna have to deal with this. But also at the same time, I love the fact that it's imperfect, because I feel like when people think of TV and stuff, they think of like some Netflix, HBO shit. And in reality, that is cool, but at the same time, that's not needed. And just watching like these filmmakers that we watch today, watching our old work and watching how like quality-wise and story-wise, it's like whatever, but then we see like how that made them be better as artists. That's what I appreciate as well. So even though there's mistakes, I still appreciate it at the end of the day, but I still try to, minimize it. Yeah, it's just a constant trial and error. Yeah.
So this is more about writing and editing. The episode was really well paced, but did you ever have a problem with pacing, like wanting to slice everything in?
Yeah, because I was like, okay, so what the fuck am I doing with this episode? And I always thought, okay, like what's the purpose of this scene? Is it going too fast? Is it going too slow? What could help with the overall like main goal of this episode? And that's when I just stop writing. And I just leave it, and then I'm going to my day, I'm like, okay, that's why. So then I'll go back and write it. And pacing, I always try to find like a good point where there's, like it's steady, and there's a point where it goes pretty high and then goes super low, but then it eases way back up in rhythm. And I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I'm getting the hang of it. Any other questions? Because you said in regards to writing and editing. Just for writing or writing and editing? In terms of pacing? Oh, both? Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you.
Was there anything like that you had in mind, let's say for this one specifically, that like once you came out of writing and started thinking like you got into your producer brain, you were like, all right, that's not going to happen. What else can I do? What can I do that's not that, but still works?
Yeah, a lot. Like a lot of times. Because there's some times I'm just like, no, what Sam will just write and figure it out later. Then I write it, I feel good about it, then I look over it as a producer, I'm like, okay, I can't do that. I can't do this, I can't afford that. But how can I work around that yet still get the same point across? There's a bunch of obstacles like that in this season when shooting, but really just creative, critical thinking. Because sometimes, yeah, having more money would help, at the same time, just executing it and just seeing how it goes. It's just as good. But yeah, just creative, critical thinking and just hope for the best. And if it doesn't, oh well, fuck it, you try.
If there was anything like that in this episode, I couldn't fucking tell. It was good, man.
Oh, I don't want to tell you because then you'll see it all. Yeah, I'm not saying it, but don't worry about it. Any other questions? Yes.
How important was the filming location to the specific scene? Did they connect in any way, like energy-wise or anything?
Yes and no, but more yes, because I really want an LA aesthetic. Like in the beginning of the B-roll shots of like Lincoln Park, I really wanted the viewer to feel like okay, this is happening in LA, and as opposed to, okay, this is here, this is there. But at the same time, if I did do that, I wanted to make it discreet as possible, but at the same time, if I can, have it in LA. Because I don't know, something about just young adults in LA felt, I don't know, I just like that idea, like that kind of a coming of age in a very big city, and having the city play a character in it throughout the series. So yes, it played a part in locations. Any other questions? No? All right, that was actually a lot. I wasn't expecting that much. But, there's some people who came in pretty late to the show, so I'm going to replay the episode in about 10 minutes or so. But other than that, I truly appreciate you guys being, wait, what did I just say? I truly appreciate you guys being here and taking the time to watch the first episode of a project that I'm very passionate about and like me, not just me, but everybody else, the cast and crew put a lot of effort into it. And you guys coming out here on a Thursday, traffic at 6 o'clock, downtown, you have to pay for parking. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much. Hope you guys get home safe. Yeah, thank you.